So that was one thing that was different about this game, and I think it's a big part of, well, it's a couple things. Because, Michael didn't really take off from this game. Even in a gaming wise, like there's a lot of guys that'll say,
Alright, getting by. Sure, I was looking to branch out a bit anyway. I'll see you soon.
But anyway, what I was going to say, well, a lot of people say, oh, he hasn't done anything. He hasn't done anything, since GTA 5. Well, a lot of that's by choice, guys. And a lot of it has to do with COVID and, that kind of shit. But my point is that we, Steven and Solo and I, we got an amazing amount of fame, deserved or otherwise, from GTA 5. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that, I think it has everything to do with the fact, frankly, that of two things. Number one, social media existed. When this game came out, there was no social media, right? So Michael Hollick didn't have the advantage of, Twitter and Instagram and TikTok and all those things, Twitch and whatever, to really be able to take advantage of his notoriety from this game. And everybody wants to claim it was the whole Rockstar thing with the salary and the earnings of the money and the interview that he gave. And I don't know, maybe that played into it a little bit, I have no clue. But Jack Kennedy wants to know what my thoughts are on the Kanye situation. What Kanye situation? I'm a boomer. I don't pay attention to the Kanye situation. You tell me what that is, and I'll give you an opinion on it. But anyway, and then the other thing that to me is like really big is
I thought all I'd been doing since I got here was helping you out.
You have, but I mean officially. I need more drivers for the cab company. I'll pay you properly.
Okay then.
Just call me whenever you want to take a fare. You can do as many as you like.
Okay, goodbye. But our characters, like here, you get Nico out of the car, right? Bring it around, and let's take a look at Nico. All right, now Nico looks nothing like Michael Hollick, right? They didn't use the voices. I mean the likeness, the faces, that kind of stuff of these guys. So, and any kind of likeness there is very rough because that's just, that's a an animation, a drawing. That's an artist's take on that. So, because Michael's a good-looking dude, man. I mean, he's like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen him or not, but here, let's do this real quick. Now, he was, from what I understand, he's like a singer maybe or something. I think he was in a Lion King or something like that. But anyway, he was he's a pretty good looking dude. I mean, there's similarities if you look at him to Nico. You guys should go follow him though. Here he is on Twitter. He's only got like 544 followers on Twitter. Now, he hasn't posted since December 7th, 2015. So that's what I'm talking about. See, there's very, very little, social media presence for these guys. And for that reason, I think they didn't get the amount of fame, attention, whatever, that they should have. That's just my opinion. And I think that it's a shame because he's a really good actor. And he really should have gotten, a lot more run than he did. I mean, yeah, in the GTA community, he's Michael Hollick, he got into a fight with Rockstar about payment. He only got $600,000 for his work. No, that's not even close to true. First of all, he didn't get $600,000 for his work. Trust me. And he didn't get in a fight with Rockstar. He did an interview with the New York Times, I believe it was, where he mentioned how much money Rockstar had made on the game and how much money he had made on the game, which is a breach of, his NDA. And after that, I don't know if that caused a wedge between him and Rockstar or not. Don't know, don't care. I think it's irrelevant because we have our careers, that aren't reliant upon being recognized for GTA 5 or GTA 4 or anything else that you're in. It's like that's all part of it. That's what launches you. Like I'm obviously known more for Michael than I am for any other role that I've played. And it makes sense because GTA 5 is the biggest piece of entertainment in history. So of course I'm going to be known more for that. But you got to understand, I also, before I even went to work on GTA 5, I had, 28 years in the business. I'd done over 100 commercials in my career. I'd done a lot of television and soaps and stuff like that. And, so I had a career, enough of one that I could draw a pension and retire and not have to worry about, chasing work. Does that mean that I'm done acting? No, it doesn't mean that. I've actually got a thing coming out soon. It looks like it's almost done. A little thing called Order for Ben. It's just going to be a short film, but it's a really cool one. It's I think it's going to do really well on the film festival circuit. It's timely. Let's put it that way. Check it out. I mean, you can do a little thing, but no, okay. Claudio Mello. Michael Hollick was supposed to come back as Nico on GTA 5, but his scuffle with Rockstar made him not to come back. Instead, Packy came back with Ryan Johnston replaying him. See, that's not true. That's not true. This is just bullshit. This is one of the reasons why I unfollowed every news, Rockstar news thing that there is because there's just so much bullshit that these guys throw out that's just not even close to accurate. It's not even close to true. It's not even, it's just, they just make shit up. And then you guys buy it. You guys read this stuff and you believe it. That's not what is going on. That's not what happens. Okay? These guys just make shit up. It's clickbait. Most of it is clickbait. Now, there are guys that do a really good job. And, I unfollowed everybody because I didn't want to follow someone and not follow another guy. I didn't block anybody. I just unfollowed. And, I'll still see all the stuff because it'll end up in my feed because I'll be tagged or whatever. But, see, this is just bullshit that people made up, and it's not even close. It's not even close to being accurate, but we put it out there like, so it's fact. It's fact, And, Venom says, do I want $1,000? Fuck yeah, Venom, lay it on me. But anyway, there's and Michael had done other stuff as well. I think he was in some films and everything. And like I said, I think he's done, I want to say he was in Lion King. And if he was, he was. And I'm pretty sure But I don't follow his career. I don't know him. I've never met him. I just know the job that he did, and I remember when I played the game, I was like, wow, that dude's good. That dude's good. So I know he's done a lot of short films and stuff like that, and I'm sure he was in Law and Order because everybody in New York was in Law and Order. That's another thing that's funny. Like they're trying to peg who's playing Lucia, right? And they use as evidence, like they peg some gal, and I don't know whether it's her or not, but they peg some gal and they say, well, it's her because she was in Law and Order, and Ned Luke did Law and Order, and Stephen Ogg did Law and Order, and everybody in New York has done Law and Order. It's been around for 25, 30 years, so of course everybody's done Law and Order. How big a role in Law and Order, who knows? I've done like 5 or 6 Law and Orders, between SVU and Law and Order. So, and there's a difference between doing a like a co-star and a guest star. Like top show guest stars, way different, money wise than some smaller role. And, that's what these guys are doing. There are a lot of guys, like I know Steven had a little part on there where it was like a co-starring role. But Steven had done a ton of voice work before he played Trevor, and Trevor was his big break as far as acting goes. He'd done a lot of short films and stuff like that, and he's a tremendous actor, but he'd never really gotten a big break as far as, a breakout role in television or film. So, playing Trevor was huge for him, and then he made the decision to go to LA and chase that stuff. Me, I stayed in New York and watched my kid play baseball. So I could have gone to LA. I lived in LA for 18 years. I'm very familiar with LA. So I could have gone there, and I decided not to. I decided that what I wanted to do was stay, I would have taken the family and moved them, but, my wife and son, they didn't want to move. And so I said, all right, fine, we'll just stay here and I'll be a big part of my son's life and, gravy train off this for as long as I can. Let's just enjoy my 15 minutes as long as I can, like I say. So I don't know why I got on this roll, but anyway, there's a little something for you. So I guess my point is don't believe what these fucking guys put out there. And this is not a bash on, by the way, whatever his name is, boss guy. All right. Or anybody else, Rover Dangerfield was my greatest work. God, I hope not. So, yeah, and that's it. That's my thing. Just a normal Dilo says he did play Simon in The Walking Dead. Yeah, of course. That was after. And I think that I think it's pretty safe to say that none of that would have happened probably if he had not done Trevor. And don't get the idea that he doesn't appreciate Trevor. Steven, now I'm talking about. I know he appreciates Trevor and he appreciates the work and, the character and all that. I think, there's a certain... What I've found in New York is that there's a certain arrogance about acting, television, film, Broadway acting versus video game acting. And having done all of it, with the exception of Broadway, but I have done some theater, I got news for everybody. There's really not any difference. Acting is acting, period. Whether it's voice acting, television acting, film acting, theater, whatever, commercials, acting's acting. You pick up a character and you bring it, bring what you got to it and hope it hits. And anyway, that's that. Let's get back to playing the game. Enough of that shit. So, but my point was that these guys, what the hell? What happened to my window? My window just got blown out. Why? Who blew out my window? I don't know why somebody blew out my window. Was it the train going by? Made it vibrate? All right, let's get back in the car. I thought I was going to have to crush somebody. All right, let's see what Vlad's doing. But anyway, that's my point about these guys from this game is they didn't use their likenesses. Their likenesses are not accurate in the game. So, you know. But yeah, we were extremely lucky. I mean, really lucky that social media had taken off, and you know, it was in the infant stages when we started shooting, and then by the time like the first trailer came out, social media was great guns, and I had social media accounts, and I had your typical nobody followers. You know what I mean? Like I probably had, I don't know, maybe 2,000 followers on social media. But then when the first trailer came out, and I got outed as Michael, all of a sudden, people started following me, and I got alerts, and all that kind of stuff saying that new follower, this guy's following you now, this guy's following you now. And then I panicked, and I actually had to close down my social media things, both my Twitter and my Instagram. I had to shut down until the game came out. And then at midnight on September 17th, no, was it 17th? Yeah, September 17th, 2013, I had everything set up, and I clicked activate or whatever, and we hit social media. So we had really good timing. And then the Red Dead guys had even better timing. Like for Roger, it was spectacular, because he had an opportunity where we didn't go to Comic-Cons and stuff like that for the first 5 years after the game was out, or 4.5 years after the game was out. And Roger and those guys from Red Dead 2, like Rob didn't go to any Comic-Cons after Red Dead 1, but Red Dead 2, those guys all were able to hit the Comic-Con circuit and stuff. So they were they were able to build on that. And then they had their likenesses, and people knew who they were, and we kind of laid the groundwork for that. And but anyway, my point is, don't listen to those fucking people. Those guys, man, they're just so full of shit for the most part.